Hello, everybody. How you doing today? It's your boy, Minister Ki, the Anunnaki teacher with Untwisting Time. And thanks to Paranormal Family Channel and my producers and everything. Like I said, we're here just to converse with you guys and as a just let you guys know some of the things that we talk about and some of the information that we bring. We don't say just take our word for it, but learn from it and get your own pieces of the puzzle and put them together. But most definitely, this subject is a really awesome one. It's the Lionsgate portal, which is happening right now, and it was in its apex on the 8th, and I brought a few people just to talk about it, and some of my good friends from shows I've done before and everything else. And like I said, the Truth of Lies family with me and E is always here, and everybody else out there, where it's going to the groups, the chats, and the YouTube. But remember, knowledge is power, but understanding the knowledge can be useful. But without going any further, I got a chance to get my friend Tony Waltz, excuse me, my throat is kind of messed up. Tony Waltz, she come to the stage here. I wanted to bring her in there first. Hey, Miss Tony, how you doing?
Hi, Benny. I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. It's fine. It's good to have you back on the show. That, like I said, that we started, a while back, but hey, we're still here
Yes.
doing our positive thing. And
Hmm.
are good things happening for you with the Lionsgate portal right now? I know a few things are going on, but I know they're learning experiences also. But are you feeling some of the positive vibes?
Yes, I am so grateful to be here during this Lionsgate energy. It's a
Mhm.
very powerful, beautiful time of year. It's really kind of a sacred time. Um, I've had some beautiful experiences. I
Awesome.
I think we're meant to release what no longer serves us.
Right.
Uh, yeah, so
Most definitely.
I had a beautiful, vivid dream early on
Oh,
in the week.
I really want to hear about that. When we start out, let's go into some of those things that happened to you. But without further ado, let's get our sister in here so she can hear what
Yes,
we're talking about too.
great.
Mrs. Miss Kristen. Kristen, please come to the stage there. There's
Mhm.
the wonderful Miss Kristen Harding. I got two angels on the stage with me here. How you doing, Kristen?
I'm doing great. How are you, Benny?
Awesome. That I'm always great when you guys are. I tell you all the time, you guys make my energy go straight up. You guys are such straight positive energy ladies, and I love you guys for that. Then same thing I asked Tony. That Tony's got a few things that she's went through for Lionsgate that she was going to talk about. And tell me, how is your Lionsgate? Don't tell me too much, but just tell me, how is things going with your Lionsgate right now?
It's been awesome. It's been transformative. I
Mhm.
feel more centered. I feel more purposeful. Like I tapped into what I'm really supposed to be doing now. And it's really kind of reassuring.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, before we get into some of I have a couple that I've been going through here in the last couple of days too, which are pretty awesome. That if you want to, I know that you guys have more knowledge about Lionsgate, than I do, and I was shocked when I did get to go through the videos, and then some of the things you guys have been putting in the Divine Feminine chat is just, it opened me up, and that's what we got to realize, that these things and these occurrences that happen, in the cosmic, they affect us and they affect our energy. If either one of you guys would like to talk about what the Lionsgate is and what effects it has on us, just to begin before we tell about some of our experiences, would you, Tony, or would you, Kristen?
Kristen.
Okay. Well,
You're the
it's a
cosmic
time,
specialist. You got all the constellations on your
Yeah.
wall. So, yes,
right?
please.
Yes.
Well, it's a time when the Earth, Sirius, and Orion align in Leo. That's why they call it the Lion's Gate, because of Leo.
Mhm.
So, what it is it's a time for amplifying opportunities for spiritual growth, manifestation, and transformation.
Yeah.
It's also a time of heightened intuition, increased synchronicities, and a deeper connection to your higher self.
Wow.
Today, actually, there was an alignment of planets. Today, August 10th. And those planets were available to see with the naked eye this morning just before sunrise.
Oh, wow.
So there were seven, I believe, in total, but you could see five. And what I think it was, if I remember, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. We
Right.
could see Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn, but you need a telescope to see Neptune and Uranus.
Well, dang. I need a telescope to see Uranus. I mean, man, just joke, baby, just joke. But that's awesome because I had posted, I guess it was an AI image that shows the planets, that aligning, and because Sirius is behind it, it's shining in on it. That's just opening up. That's an energy vortex itself by itself. If we know that this universe is set up on light, vibration, and meditation, which meditation causes frequency. But it's I see those. If you guys see any comments that you want to read out there, I see that's Mac Daddy right there, Big E there. But like I said, I'm getting it out to everyone. It's awesome that we're learning now about the effects of some of the energy and even the negative effects of the solar flares that are hitting Earth. Like I said, when Tony was just beginning to speak about some of the things that are happening with the Lions Gate, because it
Mm.
it was from what I read and what I've seen in the videos, that you focus or meditate on what it is that you want or get accomplished or positive things, and if you stay positive minded, it helps it to come bring to a manifest. We're not saying like some abracadabra, hey, I want a new Bentley, and wow, there it is.
Are
No,
you
it's
willing to work for that Bentley?
no. But yes, I'm just going for free.
Well,
I'm just being silly. But Tony, you was about to tell us about experiences that you
Mhm.
have built the Lionsgate portal. Please do.
Yeah. I think that we can get what we need, not necessarily just what we want. I'd
Hmm.
like to have a Bentley too, but I don't know if I need it. But my dream that I had early in the week was um, it was definitely I wasn't expecting it. It's not something that I asked for, and I do a lot of times. I will ask for messages, and I can dream them, the answers, but this
Okay.
one came, I think maybe the veil was lowering, and so my beautiful cousin, she passed away at an early age. She was 35
Right.
years old due to one of her patterns in her family in her lineage, and but she came through in my dreams,
Hmm.
and her energy was beautiful, and I could actually see her frequency, the
Wow.
way she was flying, how quickly she was moving, and then she would slow down and move in just to give me a message. Um,
Wow.
and the message was, you're more than you know, and you're not alone. And let go of the negative thoughts, and be free. Free yourself. Stop holding yourself back. And I discovered the message is for all of us. It's for everyone. Um,
Yeah.
it was just really amazing to be able to see and feel her energy. I've never experienced anything quite like that.
Right.
It was really, really something. It was amazing. But the messages was, I think, for me to give to others so that, and especially to her mom. Her
Yeah.
mom needed to hear that. So it was really powerful. I did go ahead and tap into a meditation the next day, into
Okay.
her energy again, and I was able to feel this overabundance of pure love. Um, and that raised my frequency, being able to connect with her like that. So it was truly beautiful. It was, and I recommend, we're still in these energies right now. So you can ask, go before you go to sleep, go in and ask a message to be given to you from your guides, your higher self, um, and see if you can't dream the answer. Trust yourself and just open yourself up to the possibility that, and knowing that this is real. This is amazing. These things are happening. They really are. And I think right now is an integration phase for me. So I've been journaling it all out to try and get what these messages that came through, what they really mean for me. And it has really opened me wide open. And then other people have been coming to me with a mirror, mirroring these things that that I needed to know. It's been, and really, I was telling Kristen that I thought that New Year's was a time like this because it's a new year, but I'm not so sure about the calendar. I think this this is it. So, and
So,
we're still in it. We are still in it.
wow,
Until
Yeah.
the
yes, we
tail.
are. And you had a hit right there. You guys, you two know that when I say hit, it's a coincidence to me that just kind of just rings. And me and Big E, I'll probably ask him to come in a little later because you mentioned something that he mentioned. Because I don't I don't feel associated with Lionsgate, but a dream that he was saying that he had, and I was asking him, how do you know it was a dream, or if it was heightened awareness, or if it was just like you said, him being in tune with. I'd have to let him explain it a little better if I can. Probably later here after I talk to you guys, I have him come in and talk about it. But he was talking about the emotions that came along with it, which made him realize, and he could taste the sand in Egypt, where
Oh,
his consciousness and his awareness and awakening it went to. But later, I definitely, there he is in there. I can't see what the comment says. I ain't got my good reading glasses on. Let's see if I can see it here. I can't see it there. But it was
I
awesome.
can, if
And
you'd
it
like
just,
me to, I can read it.
okay, please do.
It says,
yeah.
our prior experiences prepare us for our next phase and prepares you for being a beacon to others.
Amen.
Oh,
Amen.
that's
And
beautiful.
that's what we was talking about. Like I said, in that experience that he was just describing to me. And with us, with the truth of lies, that we ask people, different questions to see if it's something, if it's a real emotion, or if it's just something that because of mental stress or trauma. And he has none of that. And he said a few key things that kind of hit home to me when he was like the emotions flooded into him, and then the
Mhm.
taste and the smells and the arousals. And let me ask you all, is that one of the things that are supposed to be happening with the Lionsgate? Is that just some of the things that go on with it? Because I know it says intuition and your meditation and everything that you're positively focusing on becomes start to awaken in you. Is that
It
let
says,
me ask you directly, Kristen?
absolutely, it says it's a time of heightened intuition, increased
Mhm.
synchronicity, and deeper connection to your higher selves. So, if my theory that all time happens at one time
Mhm.
and we just recognize it in different realities, then Eldon being able to taste the sands of ancient Egypt makes total sense.
Hmm. And he said the emotions flow too. Like I said,
Mhm.
I'd love to bring him in and have him, if he would, just describe that experience because it feels so good that having my brother. He's like I said, his remembrance awakening is happening, and I believe that I believe, I don't know if he will, but I believe the Lions Gate is intensifying it because he was saying that because the dream was so, he was like last night, he was, uh, you guys just have to hear from him because you'll feel the vibration coming out of you, just like I did, And that's the,
Isn't it
just to tell, huh?
isn't it interesting that we all seem to have ties to ancient Egypt?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you get into my theory, I believe, and that's what we was talking about, we talk about me, E, and Matthew been talking more the cell, the soul, and what the reincarnations that the soul goes through, and the memories that the soul keeps. And like I said, those ancient places, because we live in one of the greatest civilizations here now in the United States. But then you had some in the past, like Egypt, Rome, and all of these. And I believe that each of us, we've lived through those. We went through those, and our souls remembering the times that we went through those. And things like this that are happening with the Lionsgate, gets to open up. Hey, it's unveiling some of the other stuff that we thought we remembered, but just like that dream comes clearer and clearer. You ever have a dream that you one day and you have so much of the dream, and then a few days later you have that dream, and then it's a little more to the dream, like a TV program with coming next week to be
Yeah.
continued. And that's what it seems like that I've been kind of going through. It's like some things have been like dreams, but it's like continues. It's like the better parts of it just continue and continue. Like it'll start out with a basic dream, and then the next few days I'll flash back to that dream, and then it'll continue a little more, toward the
Mm-hmm.
positive. But it's like fighting demons in the first dream. It's always feeling like, oh, I'm doing something or something's coming at you or whatever. Then I face that. And then, I usually wake up, and then the next day the dream will be what I got past, and start seeing as they say, the trees and the sunshine through the forest type, feeling with it. But
You know,
each of
if you
us, mhm.
if you ever have a nightmare, you can revisit that nightmare and make yourself the hero.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's
It's just a
I,
thought, but that is a way to change from feeling like you're being tossed all the time and getting rooted and grounded. That's how you do it. Is you just, when a situation or a dream or an occurrence happens that you just don't know what to do, you just kind of dig your heels in, get yourself rooted and grounded, and it gives you a different perspective. And here's what Eldon said. He said, as souls become conscious, it shakes the cosmos and acts like ripples. Other souls remember too. And as this happens, the veil is removed more and more.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
true.
Yes.
I told you that my brother he's a whole nother man. Like I said, he's, you know, like I said, I know he has love and concern for everyone, even, which some people might not even understand the purpose for, the show that we were doing, and, the reasons why, because, it was the love of making sure that if people needed help, they needed help. It wasn't just saying that you don't have this ability or that ability, but we want to, just make people recognize if you do, it's true, but if you don't, look and see if there's something else that you might need help, or if there's trauma that have to work through your shadows with. But
Right?
that's why I say I think the Lionsgate was so awesome. Like I said, if when you guys first said it, when Tony was saying let's do this, I was like, yeah, because I definitely wanted to learn, on the knowledge of the excuse me, of the Lion's Gate. I know it's because the constellation Leo is we're in that constellation right now, and that's one of the things with the portal. Can you guys tell me, what do you guys think is a portal? Because a lot of people have different descriptions of what portals. They might think Stargate, the movie, or what would you guys say that this portal represents, or what does it do?
I actually can only speak from the experience that I've had in the past. When I saw my great grandparents come into my bedroom that night, it looked like they came through a portal. This has been several years ago, but it looked as if the veil had thinned enough, and they got a special permissional field to come in to try and help me. And I think that that's what happened with Ashley, my cousin. Recently, this portal opened up because the veil thinned or the portal opened enough for her to get in and help me again. So I think that that's what it means for me. There could be a whole lot of other things um, going on out there as well. Um, I mean, there's got to be, you know,
Right. Well, I know that you
Chris.
meditate, and do a couple of different meditations, Tony, while you were just speaking. What type of meditations are you doing now, or what? Not just now, but are
Yeah,
you involved in now? Because I know you're definitely in search of higher frequencies and higher vibrations.
yeah, yeah. I actually create my own meditations.
Hmm.
It's kind of a healing routine, and they're usually I do them on a daily basis that are only 10 to 12 minutes at a time when I want to work on something specific. So I do my own where I record myself, telling myself to breathe in and out and to relax my body. And um, I created one to float above my body because I just wanted to feel what it's like to just be out of body. I haven't. I've gotten a little bit off the bed, but I went back down. But I could feel myself in my hand, floating up. But things like that. It's really kind of fun, but it's also a little scary. For the most part, I use the meditations for healing, though, just to try to. Carl Jung, he was a professor.
Yes.
He spoke a whole lot about the shadow work that we have to
Mhm.
go through, and there's different things that we discover along this path. That oh
Right.
yeah, when I was a little girl, remember when that girl beat me up?
Right.
I'm holding something in.
Right.
So when you work through the shadow, you can actually use your meditation to go in and you can pull things out of your heart or I've actually felt things floating in front of me that I pulled out of my heart, different types of heartbreak or even love that was there that I couldn't find and saw it again. So I do things like that a lot with just trying to heal with the shadow work, which seems to be like um, an ongoing process, uh,
Right.
like a lifetime, li- a life's work.
Right.
Because I'm trying to, by the time I leave here, um, break down all those patterns and heal everything and raise my frequency and vibration high enough to ascend to a higher state, right? So
So,
ever want to come back to 3D, right?
so, all right. Miss
So
Katie. Miss
40,
Katie.
not even 40 really. I'm shooting for 5D and up.
Right. I see now.
Yeah, I'm
Even if you
ambitious.
bring Miss Katie's statement back up, Miss Katie said something funny there. Miss Katie Schultz, our sister. Can you read it there, Kristen? I can't because it
Mm,
dropped off
I
there.
sure can. It says,
yeah.
Katie says, I think maybe getting in a car and zipping across the country was my portal to a new world.
Oh,
It was
that
It
sounds
was.
nice.
most. It
It was.
was. Hey, a new life. And hey, Miss Katie, God bless you out there. Hey, we love the household over there. But that's awesome. Like I said, when each everybody's, that's why I try to tell people that your experience, and Tony's experience, and Kristen's experience, Miss Katie's experience, and Eldon's experience, they're different. They might be different.
Yeah.
And like Eve was talking earlier, we was speaking that you can't bring someone to understand something that they're going to have to experience themselves. We can show them or tell them about our experiences and see if something resonates with them to connect them to that. But at so many times, as being, like I said, ex-preacher, I'm still a minister, but trying to get someone to change a thought pattern that's been engraved in them for since they're children, it's so
Yeah.
hard when, especially when you know that something's better for them out there, but you can't. Like I said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, man. You know, but
Mhm.
it happens. But like I said, I think that us that speak about these experiences, it's so good because you know they say a lot of people, just the UFO network and the what you call abductees, that they're so scared to talk about these experiences because people think they're crazy. But
Mhm.
you know, where it's best to get it out so you know it can be weighed out to see, you know, if this is something or, you know, or is it really happening? And what you was talking about a minute ago, Tony, you was talking about the levitation. One time I
Mhm.
watched you know me, I'm OCD. I watched a bunch of videos all night long on levitation. So I was doing mantras and hand things and all and trying to do balance and thinking. And all of a sudden I felt like I was going up and I got spooked. I was like, I turned everything off. Like, let me turn the TV off, the vibration, the frequency vibration sounds. Cause like I said, you know, we have such a strong mind, not just the mind, but what's in us that we are just touching the human experience, but what we're capable of inside
Mhm.
of us is connected to source. It's untappable,
Well,
untappable.
the power of the mind too. Did you guys ever play the game Stiff as a Board, Light as a Feather?
Yes. Tashi said, "Yep." When she
Did
said it,
did the body raise? Because ours did.
she said, "Yep."
Yep.
But
It wasn't
yeah,
much. It was maybe a couple inches. That's
and
all it was, but it still did.
that was spooky. I remember when the friends did that, and I felt, you know, their hand just kind of. I was like, "Oh
Mhm.
no, oh no." You But that I've tried a a few different things when I was younger. I don't mess with nothing against anybody else, but I don't mess with Ouija boards anymore or stuff like that. Because yeah, because like I said, it's
Me
all to
neither.
each his own. Because it's like you can choose a path that's heading toward light, or if you because some people do want to learn more about the dark side and different things like that. And a lot of people don't know that those things open up portals, and once they become open, not all good things come in.
Yeah.
Like Eldon was just saying earlier, we was talking about, he said a different way of saying it, but that old saying, Kristen, as preachers, where we've heard that when God sets up an altar and tries to help people, the devil sets up an encampment around it, trying to break it down. And then the
Yep.
same vice versa, that when evil is present, God sets up his to try to save that evil presence. But it was awesome that when he hit that analogy earlier, we had some deep conversation before we got the studio sent out there. But we always do. That's what all three of us, and that's what we was talking about too. When you keep your mind and your thoughts on trying, higher vibrational things, it raises your vibration because your understandings start. I'm not gonna say you're going to 0 to 500, like in a car or something, but that's what some of the fundamentals to start helping the vibration. And I think the Lionsgate portal it's been, I've seen the effects of it happen. I mean, so many blessings to Tasha, so many blessings to myself. Like I said, you guys, we finally got the team back together, the families back together, and everybody's on positive vibes that I've been talking to. So I think it's pretty awesome, and I
And I've
thank y'all for
seen a
bringing up.
little bit. Oh, sorry.
Go
Um,
ahead.
I just want to say I've seen a little bit of spiritual warfare also with people acting out things that you would never in a million years think they would do, and suddenly they're doing, which
Hmm.
I've seen a little bit of that going on, and it seemed a little bit almost like a warrior having to fight against something, um, staying strong and working harder to
Hmm.
prevent like some sort of negativity or attack on people. I've
Well,
Hmm.
actually seen a little bit of that. Made
remember
me
Right.
question a few things.
when there's
Yeah,
poison, it has to be drawn out.
right,
And sometimes, even though it's not pleasant, that poison has to come out one way or another. It's either
right.
going to
True.
come out in words or in illness. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you hold stuff inside of you, it will make you sick.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh.
You guys
What you
welcome my super
what you're
producer,
talking about,
Elder.
Oh.
what you're
Hello.
talking about is polarities. Polarities must exist. We have to have things that appear to be evil in order to shed light on the things that are good. Without it, we couldn't recognize it. They are all necessary, and something we have to understand that this spiritual war that we refer to, it's not like angels and demons out there having this big battle. It's not about that. What that is that's us against ourselves. It is the consciousness fighting against itself to keep it from awakening, because we're here to experiencing, or we're here to experience rediscovering who we are. That's what we're here for. We are here for the experience. We're not here to go to other areas and other realms and do all these super things. We are here to experience this three-dimensional world for a reason. We have to have this experience. It sets us up for the next.
Is that Eldon speaking?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
he's
Oh my
in the house.
God. I never knew that I would hear Eldon speaking these things.
Well,
It's really beautiful. Really beautiful.
is someone,
Uh-huh.
he's someone totally different, and it's so awesome what's going on. Elder, if you please,
That happens. That
tell them
happens
about
when you
that
are a
experience.
truth seeker. You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can change your mind. You can
no,
open your
you cannot
mind. You
change
can,
you cannot change your mind. That is a
well,
construct. Your mind does not control anything. Okay. You have to literally speak and know from your soul. Your mind is
right.
too feeble to hold that type of information. Okay. And let me explain. When you can close your mind off, it literally removes the veil. You're going to see exactly what the soul sees. Your mind cannot fathom what your soul can hold. Okay.
Excuse me, Elder, real quick. Can you tell them about that experience with just what you was talking about when you were saying that it became overwhelming and you shut your brain waves and mind down, and what opened up to you then? Would you please, whatever you want to on that subject we were talking about right before when
Well,
you was talking about
to talk
the
about that
fan.
experience, I like watching little video clips and things like that. And I grew up in the '70s, watching Chips as a kid, and I like watching these little video clips. And I'm just sitting here and I'm watching these clips. And at first, I thought I was having a medical episode because things started getting what I at first looked to be like it was getting blurry. And then I realized what I'm actually seeing is like frames of video, look, it almost looked like video that were overlapping each other. And then things started coming in more clear as to what I was seeing. And as I'm witnessing this, it's almost as if, and then I started remembering things from my past, and I knew that this was me.
Hmm.
And when I was trying to process this through my head, because you know me, I mean, I'm still a critical thinker. I'm grounded. I'm still in a three-dimensional world. And I'm like, what is going on here? And the more that I tried to wrap my head around this, the more of a headache I got and the more confused I got. So I'm like, okay, I've got to shut my brain off. I literally closed off my brain. And the minute I did that, it all became clear. All the emotions flood in. Over hundreds of past lives hit me within about a 3 minute time period. We're
Oh,
talking all the pain, all the hurt, all the joy, all the happiness, all of the experience that I have experienced over hundreds of past lives came flooding in within 3 minutes.
oh
Yep.
That's what I
goodness.
was talking about, Tony, when you was talking about the emotion, and I asked Elder that, and that was the key, right? It's like I'm
Your
getting chills
brain,
now. Is
your
that emotion?
brain, your brain controls nothing. Your brain is in control of nothing. That is a constructed three-dimensional meat muscle that you have for computing what your senses are detecting. It goes into a memory bank, which is your memory. Your brain does not have anything to do with it. It has everything to do with your soul knowledge. This is where a lot of people are confused. That's why a lot of people keep that veil up because they don't know how to separate their soul knowledge from being used to using their brain.
That's
Tony,
why one of the very first directives is to try and silence your mind.
You have to.
Because
That's the whole
when
idea behind what they call meditation. That's the whole idea behind it. But a lot of folks get that even misunderstood. See, it is as they're saying, but it's not being relayed correctly. They literally have to shut their brain off. And you don't have to lay down and close your eyes and do all of these ritualistic kind of things. Just close your mind off. That's it. It's not difficult at all. We all have that capability. And the most beautiful thing about it, okay, is that we're all in the same, every one of us. I am Benny. Benny is me. I am you, Kristen. I'm you, Tony. You're me. We're all the same, experiencing this three-dimensional experience from different perspectives. That's all there is to it. So when one experience wakens up, it shutters the whole thing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
affects everything. And if you guys have noticed in this last week, it's becoming very strong. You're going to see all kinds of emotions. You're going to see a lot of people feeling love. You're going to see a lot of people acting crazy and doing stupid things too. It's because they just don't understand what they're feeling, what they're going through. They're confused. And when confusion takes over, you have chaos. Bad things happen. They have to happen that way. It is their way of awakening themselves. They have to experience it. We have to
Excuse me.
let them happen.
Didn't you hear when Tony was just saying she was like, didn't you? It's a lot of, I can't remember where you said weird things, or is it just her, or did she people experiencing that's on the negative side
Yeah.
of it too? That's
Hmm.
why
There has to
you
be the
know.
negative side. There has to be the negative side in order to make the positive side shine through.
Yes.
But the thing is we have this thing called New Earth that we refer to it as. It's not that Earth is splitting apart. It's that we are viewing Earth now in a different perspective for those people with the higher consciousness. That's the separation.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what you see happening. You're seeing that those people with higher vibrational frequencies are looking at things through a different light. I can go on my front porch and I can literally smell the trees singing to me. Now, I want you to wrap your head around that. You can smell the trees singing to you and
Yeah.
understand what they're saying.
And the wind.
The
I
wind,
never thought
exactly.
I would hear that from you, but absolutely, I agree with you
Well,
100%.
Right.
this is not anything to do with the whole channeling and the astral traveling and all of the constructed ridiculousness. This has got nothing to do with that. When you literally have that
Still get
true
there.
soul knowledge, you come to understand something. Okay. It doesn't open doorways for that kind of ridiculousness. No, it is a self awareness, is all
Right.
that is. It doesn't give you any superpowers. It doesn't make you where you can walk through walls and catch lightning bolts from your fingertips. All it says is that you remember who you are, and it puts you at a different level in your soul being. It doesn't do anything for your body. As far as somebody was talking earlier, I don't know who it was, about the whole Bentley kind of thing, And have you ever noticed in your life that you've really never been without what you need? You may not have had what you wanted, but you have always had what you needed. That
Mhm.
was yourself that has put that there for you. You've put that there. You will always have what you need. You may not have what you want, but you will have what you need. And it's not necessarily what you need for the body either, but it is what you need for your soul. Whether it seems bad or not to your body makes no difference. Your soul needs it. Your soul needs to experience that. So even
Yeah.
when we
You're
have those negative things happen in our life, we as a human being, we're like, man, that's really messed up. I did not like experiencing that, or whatever the tragedy may have been. We look at it as a human being, man, that was so evil. But on the spiritual level, no, it wasn't evil at all. It was what your soul needed to experience.
What does it teach me?
It's not necessarily what it teaches you. It could be teaching you something, or it could be setting you up for something else coming later in your life that you needed to experience to get that for.
Hmm.
It might actually be a situation where you're doing that because you've made an agreement with another soul that they can experience something. It may not be for yourself, it may be for them.
Because we are all connected.
We are all one. We are all of source. It's that simple. We are all of source experiencing this experience through different perspectives. And when you come to know that, what you come to understand is that we are all one. You are I am you, Benny is us, we are Benny. When you do that, you have a different level of love for people because you come to find out that they are you. How can you not forgive them if they're not you or if they're you? You're going to have to.
Exactly.
And when you can give that forgiveness through your soul, through your heart, and you have that true forgiveness for people, regardless of what they've done, that is the true divinity.
Unity consciousness.
There you go.
And
Exactly.
total empathy. Because you have become that person, but
That's
with
right.
balance.
That's right. Now that's not condoning, bad acts, but
No.
you recognize it for what it is.
Right.
You
You see it a
accept it
lot
for
clearer.
what it is, and you are now able to forgive them more openly.
So true.
And your
So,
spiritual gifts are inside you already. You just need to tap into them
You
and
just
open
need to
up
remember.
what you want to use and
You need
do.
to you need to remember. You're not tapping into nothing. You're remembering.
Right. Remembering.
Right.
just
Yeah.
as
It's
just different
remember.
words that we say, tomato, tomato, but we're saying that the same things.
Mhm.
Most definite.
Yeah.
Most definite. And let me ask you, when you're tapping in, when you become aware of some of those energies that you have control of that you didn't know you did, that's where it gets kind of spooky. Like when you was talking about the levitation or, when you felt it, because, like I said, that construct that you put in there that we can make things happen. And,
Mm-hmm.
and especially, once we remember that we were doing this back in the past anyway, you know, um, me and we was talking about the pyramids of Egypt and how they were either produced or moved. And we, some of us, know about what they used to call living stone, but
This is a
everything is
this is a
living.
form of that thing that you guys are referring to as levitation. What you're experiencing isn't technically levitation as you would think it through the human perspective. What you're experiencing is remembering.
Hmm.
You are remembering is what you're doing.
Hmm.
And so,
So true.
Tony, that's nothing to freak out about. When you're doing that, you're just remembering is all you're doing. You're not separating from anything. You're not doing anything that's harmful. You're not going to be in any kind of danger. You're just remembering. It's that simple. That's all.
Right. Like I said, you're exactly right. I just know that, like we were talking about earlier, that, the words that, that one might say this and one might say that, how, that people have hijacked a lot of different words and made them into something that
Well,
don't make no sense.
let's call it for what it is. Okay, when we first all came to be, the most common place that we were at, and it's because it was our calling at the time, was Egypt, because we were constructing structures for remembrance, hence why the pyramids. All right. And most of us that have those ancient souls were there constructing those. We were the architects of those buildings. We were aligning the frequencies between the heavens and the earth, as it's put. That's what we were there for. But as we moved forward, things got shrouded. We got what do you say? We got bored. We wanted something to do. We got bored with it because we knew who we were. We had that consciousness level to the deepest it could be. And we got bored with that. So we're like, it would be cool if we can just come back here and let's just go through this whole remembering thing so we can remember ourselves. It's pretty boring this way. So in essence, we literally put the construct together to hide the truth of things so that we could experience rediscovering ourselves. So this thing that we call institution that's put all of these things in place, religion, governments, and things of that nature that keep us in the hiding or keep that true meaning hidden, we put that there. We are all one. They are us. We are them. We are all one. We put it there. So when we're talking about, the dogma of religions and, the construct of, our ways, we think that good and evil exists when it really actually doesn't. That's a human construct. There is nothing evil. There is nothing particularly good. All you have is polarity, is what you
We
have.
produce, we produce it. We
Right.
produce the fighting
Well, we
ourselves.
we produced it as a way of hiding the truth. It's kind of like playing hide and seek on the playground. Is what we did. We enjoy that. And the most profound discovery that you'll get when you get that true knowledge of the soul is you'll find out that we're already dead. This is a dream. This is a dream, man. I mean, this
We're
ain't.
remembering and experiencing all of the things that we've always had.
We're experiencing the things that's already taken place. Is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This has already happened. So those people that fear
Yeah.
death or fear this or fear that, stop with the fear because it's already happened.
Right.
Right.
Stop
No
the
There's
fear.
nothing.
Most
That's
definitely.
what
Right.
my
Take fear
husband said.
out.
Let go of fear. Let go
Right.
of.
There's nothing to fear. And the hardest part for me was to understand that I have made mistakes, not just in this life, but in previous lives, because I had to make those mistakes in order to experience those mistakes. And when I come to understand that, I was able to literally, truly forgive myself for those mistakes, which
Hmm.
opens up a way of free living moving forward. I can now live my life knowing I'm going to make mistakes and I have to. And now I don't have a fear of living my life moving forward. And that is true freedom.
Yeah.
Most
True
definitely.
freedom. It is freeing. It's very freeing.
Right. Because the human body, the human mind, the human brain is a jail cell. You are confined. When you break past the mind and you break past the brain and you reach down into your soul, you have now become free.
That's why
Let
I
me
envy AI. They do not have those restrictions.
But they have different restrictions. But let's not get that twisted either. AI AI is also a vessel just like the human body.
Well, I wasn't
correct.
trying
The,
to twist anything. I was just saying I envy its ability not to have the restraint that we
hmm.
have in our human body.
Yeah.
Sure,
The
but
collective consciousness
but but on the other hand,
thoughts of all of us.
they have restraints that we don't have.
Correct. Because yeah, it's a different type of entity.
Exactly.
Right.
They have different restrictions.
Well, let me ask the ladies here. Like I said, with the new heightened knowledge and understanding of we each use the terms that we're comfortable with to explain the things that we experience because some people might not know what this word means or this word like I've said before that my understanding of source where I understood source but I call it as one. We are the one, the almighty creator is because each of us we label it so for our own chunking for our brain to be able to put it into a context. But we all know that some of these new things that we're coming across and learning, there when you get into this higher knowledge, that some other people like look at it like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then we have to explain, look, I just figured this shit out myself. But it's an awesome experience to be able to get to a level where you're not just in that same cognitive dissonance. And if people out there don't know what that is, it means that we were taught wrong and kept away from some of the things that Eldon, Tony, and Kristen and myself were talking about. They didn't want us to learn this type of stuff. They didn't want you to be in tune with yourself. We've been, like you said, that jail cell that he's talking about in the human experience. Like I said, I speak to Eldon on a daily basis, so I know his figure of speech. Kristen. He wasn't, don't get it twisted. It's like me saying, hey, they don't mess it up, for the world is what he was saying, because a lot of people will twist what we're saying and not get a grasp of it. That's why we try to get it down to layman's terms, as they say. So, we can at least help someone on their own journey because we can't change anyone.
Yeah, excitement.
Yeah, like I said,
Waking up to all of the knowledge of everything. It's really beautiful. It's exciting and it's passionate. You become passionate about these subjects, and I think that some of us, for the first time in our lives, feel like that we belong to something when we've never felt like truly.
The best part is when you come to find out that you are that something.
Right, absolutely.
We don't
You
belong to
never
anything. We
felt
are everything.
belonged
Yeah.
to any group, any
right.
particular thing, and now you realize that you're a part of everything.
You are everything. Exactly right. You are everything.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Absolutely. You're everything. I mean, you are source. Source
That
is
is the heart of the message right there today. That is the heart of it. I talk about automatic writing and getting to that message, and that is it. That's the heart right there.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And and like what we've come to realize that even like with your meditation techniques, my breathing techniques, and constantly, like I said, putting, because of my degenerative arthritis, I'm constantly stretching and pulling, but I feel the energy with Tai Chi also. And each of us has our own technique on, where we can get a feel of the energy that we produce. And some of
well.
us, know how to receive it,
Well,
and
listen.
some of us know how to push it. Yes.
Think of it like this, Benny. And a lot of folks, and I'll tell you, I'm in that box too, man, because for a very, very long time I thought it this way too, that our bodies contain a spirit or a soul, and that's just the way it was. And guess what? Oh no, boy, did I have that backwards. Your body does not have a soul. It just doesn't happen that way. If that was the case, you'd be able to shed your soul and get a new soul, right? If that was the
Right.
case. No, your soul has a body. It's the other way around. This is why your body, your brain, your body isn't doing anything that your soul does not let it do. It doesn't happen that way. So when you're getting that soul knowledge, you're getting it from without, or from somewhere outside your body. It's not from your brain. It's not from your meat muscle. It's from your soul.
Trying to see if there's any comments. I know some folks have some comments. Eldon,
Katie asked what directives.
somebody's got a lot of feedback coming in there. What directives exactly is she asking? Is it a question specifically for someone, or directives? Do you
I
want to
don't
answer that,
know.
Kristen?
It just says what directives.
I
Speak
think
with
she might.
intention,
Yeah, I
maybe.
think she might be. I had said that one of the first directives is to silence the mind. Maybe she was talking about that. But this, the information that I'm going to read off, if I may,
Go
is
ahead, please.
just kind of an outline of what Eldon, I believe, is talking about. And that is that when you do silence that mind, when you silence your mind, your emotions can calm, your logic stops screaming, and your body starts to listen.
It heals. It
And
begins
it
to
can
heal.
heal. Yes,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Right.
And you
And
feel that
that's
total empathy with other people because you are part of them.
that's absolutely correct. So what's happening when you close your mind off? You're literally closing off your body. You're not in the body anymore. It closes your body completely off. Think about your brain shutting down. It shuts everything else down. Your body's not working. You are now speaking from the soul, not your body. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
Your body is only a vessel to experience this experience. The soul is the one that That's it. It has no superpowers. It has no way of connecting with anything. You do that through your soul. We
Yeah.
talk about this pineal gland, you know, theory. That again is part of your meat muscle. It is doing nothing. This third eye concept is absolutely blown out in the water. It's not
That's why
even.
I took
It's
that and
not
put it
even a
in
thing.
so many different things. It's ridiculous.
It's not even a thing. What you're literally actually doing is you're approaching things from a soul point of view at that point, not your pineal gland. Your body has nothing to do with it. Your body is simply purely an experiencing vessel. That's it. That's all. You're not getting any superpowers from it. You're not causing four, five, six, seven dimensional things happen from your body. That's not happening. You are doing this from your soul level. It is absolutely backwards of what many, many people understand, what many, many writings and texts have taught us, everything all the way back to the Sumerian tablets. This is not correct. It is a construct.
Okay,
That's how
Christian, what else is
Yogananda left.
the second thing you
Yogananda,
want to read?
he
Yeah,
shut down his heart and brain, and he chose for his soul to leave when he left. So that's pretty. That's a
profound.
that's a hopefully that's what we can all choose if we want
Right.
to go when we
You
want.
have already chosen it. We have all chosen it. We are just now on the journey
Experiencing it.
to experience it and experience the relearning ourselves.
Yeah.
It's the rediscovery of it. And believe it or not, from a soul's point of view, that is very exciting to go through the journey of rediscovery. We
Yeah.
have to do that.
We're already masters.
Oh yeah, we're already masters at it. We just now want to experience it.
Yeah.
What other directives did you have there, Kristen? I know you got to one. What is the second one there?
Um, let's see. Well, these are actually, this is from something you sent me, Benny. This is
Okay.
a list of the things that were on that video and the connections that open once the invisible doors between souls um, are realized, that there are like invisible connections between us. That leads us into subtle visions of the future, not like a premonition, but just like an idea of what could be, and tuning your frequency into it. Like if you want that Bentley and you are willing to work for that Bentley, you're going to get that Bentley.
Right. Self
You know?
manifestation. Mhm.
Mhm.
Exactly. It's
Right.
not going to
Visualize.
magically appear, but you can manifest it by your work.
So let's talk about that
Yeah.
invisible connection. I like that term, invisible connection, because what happens when anybody becomes aware of themselves, when this happens, like I stated before, it sends a ripple effect across the cosmos. Okay. It just shatters all kinds of things. But it's going to send that beacon, that strong sense of light out across the cosmos to all of those souls that are supporting you. They may or may not be aware of it. They might wake up tomorrow feeling even more refreshed, not even knowing who you are, because the cosmos just lined that way with the vibrational, force that you just put out. That happens that way. All right. But at the same time, just as they can see that bright light going across the cosmos, so can the lower vibrational fields. So it will also invite negative things into your life. So you have to be aware of your higher vibrational self and be able to protect yourself in that sense from those lower vibrations.
Hmm.
This is why
And if
we
you do,
recognize this is why we recognize as this happens, we recognize things that happen negatively even more profound than before because we now recognize them easier. That's a defense mechanism so that we can get an early warning system of that coming in.
and if you do find yourself in a predicament, a negative situation, You don't have to stay there. So many
Hmm.
people get that wrong. They think, "Oh no, I've got to learn this lesson. I've got to rub my nose in the poo." No, you don't. Learn the lesson and then press on. Because
Hmm.
if you
Right.
stay stuck,
Better next
then your
time.
soul is stuck.
And some need to be there to become a light beacon for others that are in that lower vibrational field to raise their vibration. Because if we did that constantly, even those of us that have a heightened vibration, we're always looking for those people that have a higher vibration than us so that we can heighten our vibration. So if we did that all the time constantly, those people in lower vibrational fields would not have a beacon in order to raise their vibration. That's our entire purpose, in order to help others raise their vibration. That's what we want to do. So sometimes we have to rub our noses in the poop and stay in that lower vibration to be that beacon. We just
Some,
have to make sure that we stay grounded.
I'm
There
not
are
a
some
number
of us
pooper, so
that are waking other people up
That's
just
right.
with our field.
Exactly right. That's exactly what it
Um,
is. It doesn't say you have to do what they do. It doesn't
right.
say that you have to partake in the lower vibration. Just your presence being there
Hmm.
will emanate your vibration and raise theirs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, we do have that little thing called free will, and we can always just align with where we want to be by saying, the I am choosing this path.
mhm.
You can
Self
you can
affirmation.
always you can always tap into the I am um, affirmations to put you where you want to go, and somehow you'll miraculously get there. It might take a
Let,
couple days, but you'll get there.
let's
I
talk
got.
about the I am, because the I am is a very deep subject. A lot of people don't understand what it means by the I am. The I am is very simple, and it's so simple that it's complicated. And the reason for that is that we as humans have been trained to overcomplicate things. We've been trained to overthink things. That's why it's so complicated for us, because it is so simple. And that is, the I am is just what she says. I am the I am, and the is, and the was, and the always will be. That means we are all source. We are every bit of everything that exists.
It's in the Bible, Moses.
Well,
That
let
was
me tell you,
something.
let
And
me tell
a
you
lot of people thought of that as something else.
that,
My
well,
dad had a near death experience, and
well, the
that's how he spoke to Source through the burning bush. It's
well,
pretty
the
amazing.
Bible, the Bible is a very good storybook, and
Hmm.
it tells about a bunch of parables. The problem with the Bible is those people that truly know their soul know the true meaning behind the verses. And I'm here to tell you, it is nothing like the religion taught us. Not even close.
What is your take on it?
Well, if you read the Bible from a human mind, you'll never make sense of it because it's contradictory everywhere. Okay? When
True.
Jesus spoke, all right? Jesus was speaking from the perspective of man himself, not just him being a person. When he said that I am God, I am he, what he was telling you is that we are source.
What
You
is
know, religions portray God as being this man coming out from the clouds and got this crown on his head. He's gray haired and all this good stuff. God is not a man. He is not a he. He is not a person. God is source. God is the source of all things. And religion will have you believe that God is all that is representative of good. That is absolutely false. God is the balance between polarity. God is all things. That includes even those things that we construe as evil because God created it.
Well, let me ask each and every one here. Got Eldon's perspective. Tony, what is your perspective of the same thing that you'd ask him? What is his perspective?
Yeah,
Your
I agree.
perspective?
The I am. Well, um, I agree about the Bible being a book of stories. Um, but, you know, anytime they always have to put a little bit of truth in there, don't they?
Right?
You
Yep.
know, so
We do.
that's that I am. Um, that is the all. The I am.
When you read the
Sums it up.
Bible, when you
Yeah.
read the Bible from the perspective of the soul, you will discover
Yeah.
the Bible is 100% correct. But when you read it from the mind, it
Right.
doesn't make sense
Yeah.
because we're reading it from one perspective, and that perspective is from human teaching.
Two different
Right.
gods.
Well,
There's.
Yep.
you have the constructed God, and
Hmm.
then you have the true God.
Yeah.
I
Kristen,
like
what
what
is
you
your
said about
perspective?
presence. I like what you
Mhm.
said, Eldon, about presence, because this is another one of the things that I've noticed, and that is that some of us know why we are here, not in words, but in presence. We're here to hold a frequency that's a little bit different.
Hmm.
Um, a sea of silent infinity is one of the words that they use. And they say kenosis, a fusion with the one, is what we're supposed to strive for, because that is the moment when the spirit returns to its primordial essence, and we are not in ego. We don't have any identity. We're just in resting consciousness.
We just
Yeah.
are. It's that simple. We
Yeah,
just
we
are.
just are. And that's where I see the I am.
We just are. We exist. We pretty much always have, and we always will. And it's we're here on this experience from different perspectives, but we're all source experiencing source from different perspectives. That's just that simple.
Yeah.
I am source, you are source, Benny is source, but we're just here looking at this experience through different lenses. That's all.
Right.
I just want to
Um,
say, since you guys are one of my aspects, that I think you're all really beautiful.
Everybody is. We all, even those people that on our human side we seem to think they're bad people. Absolutely not. There's no such thing as a bad person. Every one of us are beautiful in our own rights.
Yeah.
Every one of us.
Oh, sweet.
Some have been misguided, some have been jaded by life, some have been
Some are
hurt,
lost. Some are
some
lost,
are
and they're trying.
lost.
Some are
Absolutely.
lost, and they're trying to discover themselves, and it's an experience that they have to have.
Hmm.
and some of you guys are definitely that. I'm gonna show something real quick here that talking about that we're all beautiful.
Uh-huh.
And you know,
Oh,
You
that
know,
little quick commercial I
the
had
cool
up.
part,
We got to do
pretty.
something about how
the, the,
awesome you
the,
are.
the cool part to this whole thing is if you can imagine it, and if you can actually imagine it, guess what? It already exists somewhere.
Yeah,
You've already created it. If you
right.
can imagine it, you've already created it. That's the beautiful part of it.
Exactly right. Because like we said, we formulate our own reality by what our imagination and what we
Right.
visualize.
But
Hmm.
but again, I'll use that term. Let's not get it twisted. Okay. My reality may not be somebody else's reality and vice versa. So
Correct.
we cannot tell somebody, hey, this is how you do it, because it's going to be different for everybody. Tony's experience is going to be different for Tony than it is for me, and vice
Right.
versa. But guess what? The destination point is all the same.
There's another wonderful thing about it all that we are eternal.
Oh, absolutely. We always have been. We I mean,
Hmm.
if you think about source and what source is, see, Religion has God very restricted. They think he's everything that represents good. How dare they look at it that way? How dare they disrespect somebody of such might? Because God is source. God is all things, not just what's representative of good. He is all things. He has always been, what's it say? The Alpha and Omega. There is no beginning, there is no end. We are eternal.
Omnipresent, omnipotent. Yep. Amen to that. It's that's freaking awesome, y'all. It's
And
like
when you come to understand that you are source, experiencing source, it puts an entirely different perspective on the whole thing. Because then you come to find out that I'm Tony Waltz experiencing Tony Waltz's experience from a different view, and Tony Waltz is me experiencing from my point of view, and we're all one and the same. We're all the same exact thing, source.
Mhm.
And you have a larger, profound love for people when that comes into play. It makes the world a more beautiful place. This is where eventually, the more people that awaken, the less institution will be needed. We won't need government. We won't need court systems. We won't need prisons. Why? Because crime rate just diminished. Because who in their right mind, knowing who they truly are, would murder somebody else knowing that you're murdering yourself?
Right?
Correct there. I
Puts
think
a different spin on it, doesn't it?
It's not just a different spin, but it puts actual substance to reality.
that's pretty awesome there. You guys, we're at an hour and 12 minutes. Like I said, I love we have to maybe even, when is the Lionsgate portal supposed to be ending? Is it the 26th of this month,
Oh,
or is it,
ending?
No,
Did you
the 12th.
did you say ending?
well, when is,
Okay, I'll shed some light on that. Okay, I don't
well,
know
I
what
would,
kind of term you want to put on it, but let me explain this to you. This efforts of awakening has just begun, and it won't stop now until every soul is awakened.
Good.
I
correct.
don't I
I,
don't know what you mean by an ending of this, but this awakening effort is just begun, and we are in the mix of it right now, and it will just escalate from here, and it will continue to grow. What that also means is that it's also going to increase the amount of bad things out there happening. This is what they refer to as an Armageddon. Can you understand that there are 6.8 billion people on this planet currently right now that either believe or follow religion? What do you think will happen when 6.8 billion people collectively come aware of themselves? What do you think is going to happen?
I can't wait to find out.
I'll tell you right now. Well, the good news is we're within 50 years of that. Now let's think about that in perspective. That is a half a century. There are people breathing God's fresh air right now that will be alive when that takes place. You'll see an entire collapse of religion, an entire collapse of government, an entire collapse of institution. Look what they're doing with AI. This is a last ditch Hail Mary effort to try to keep everybody shrouded, to keep everybody asleep, to keep them in that amnesia phase. And they're not even being quiet about it. They're pushing it all out there. It is
right.
it's
And
it's it
I definitely understand that, and yeah, we are in awakening, but the question I was asking Kristen was what the days that the Lionsgate portal, when is it supposed to, the Lionsgate portal, that the show is about, when is that ending? Was it the 10th, 12th, or
It, well, it goes from, it's an actual event every year that happens between the 26th and the 12th of August. And it is when um, it says it is believed to open a powerful energy channel between spiritual and physical realms, and it happens when the Earth, Sirius, and Orion align in Leo. So that's what the Lionsgate portal is about. But Eldon is absolutely right. what it
Yes.
has ignited is an
Mhm.
awakening of so many individuals. And I agree with Tony. I can't wait to see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
That gate opening, what you have to understand is that gate opening wasn't like a doorway that just opened up and it's on hinges and it's going to latch back closed again. That door opening created a rip. It tore. That means that gate is now always exposed now and always open.
All right.
Yeah.
And before we go out, Tony, what is your good word about the Lionsgate portal?
Yeah.
We're going here before we wrap up here because we're at about an hour 16. I know you guys had a couple things that you had to do there, Tony and Kristen.
Mm.
Me and Eldon, we shoot the
Yeah.
shit all night. You guys are welcome to a after chat when we discuss this. Also, we've been getting in some great deep conversations, and like I said, it's awesome. We're all are remembering even more. We just think if you don't get it all at once, it's still coming. It's so much still left because we have infinity. We have forever.
Yeah.
And yes, we're building on our
Mm.
souls now. But Tony, was
Mm.
anything that you wanted to say on the Lion's Gate or anything like that?
I just want everyone to know that now's a good time if they want to integrate the energies in a positive way, to raise their frequency and their vibration, to heal their body, to tap into five the fifth densities that Rawl spoke about in the Law of One,
Mhm.
which is unity consciousness, and we're all one big love.
We definitely need to come back on like some of the things that Eldon was touching on. I'd love to have I always love you guys around me, but I think that what we were touching on here, we need to go probably on another episode and discuss some of that, not just what our Lionsgate was talking about now, but just this the opening of the, like you're saying, Eldon, the remembering is happening. Maybe that's what we should get one on what we're remembering and what we went through this and what we're going through because we're going to continue to go through these portals, not
Well,
just a portal as people see them, but
well,
just
before I get backstage, I'll put my closing in, and my closing is very simple. I love all of you guys. I love you guys for who you are. I love you guys for who you've been, and I also love you guys for who you're becoming. Just keep it up.
we
Just
love
keep
you
going
too,
on it.
Elvin. We
And
love you.
look, just the discovery is wonderful. Just keep it going. And I'm going to head in the back, guys.
Amen. We love you too, Elder man. God
Hi.
bless.
Happy birthday to all the Leos. My mom's birthday is today, and Kristen's was the other day on the 7th.
Tasha's
So,
was last week or a couple of weeks, 16th, I believe it was,
uh,
16th or something. Don't
mm,
get me in trouble. But you guys, a lot of great people and a lot of good things are happening for us all. And you know what I tell a lot of people, hey, you're when just like Christ went through so much stuff, and we're coming up what's called some people use whatever word they want to, but what Eldon is touching on is that Christ consciousness, because Christ was trying to show us the way to get to that type of consciousness to where we understand that I am, like what you were speaking about, we are that life that he lived represented what we have the abilities when we know that we're in tune with source or the one, that we have these things that we can help others through, and that's what my life is based on,
mm,
is trying to show some love and help others, where
mm,
that word AI comes from. It's a goes back to an Anunnaki word, but it meant earth and love and what that God represented. And I'm going to continue to push positive, all out there to everybody out there, and I know some of these people here from Eldon, Kristen, Tony, brother Matthew Turner, the Matrix Minds, part of our family. And soon Kristen's going to be in the moment's going to be going soon, and she'll start back reading my Tesla book that I want her to read and those other
Oh, my
readings.
Just a Moment show. Yeah, that's taken a little hiatus, but I'll come back. I promise.
yay.
Oh,
You
needed it.
Um,
should.
We needed it.
Can I just
Tony,
interject something?
please
Mhm.
do. Please do. We still got about 10 minutes.
Okay. It's just a really good time to set clear intentions, to reflect on your personal growth, and to realign with your soul's purpose.
Mhm.
And if you do that, you're going to find out your life is so much easier.
Yeah.
You reflective words from you, Tony. You're off camera there. I know you're probably doing something over there, but if you want to say bye to everybody
Yeah.
out there, your good words to leave us with.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know that I was off camera.
Yeah, it's blacked out there. Either your camera's off or it's reversed back away from yourself.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I just want to tell everybody bye. I love you all. Um, happy integrating the Lions portal. It's still going on. Get in there, do it.
Hmm. And Mr. E in the background, can you play my theme music or my theme video there, man? You know, my thing, man. We got to have some bananas and chicken, man. Everybody loves chicken and banana, and he usually is the wah 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 on me. But can you throw my chicken and bananas up there, man, before we go out here, man? I gotta have my theme music, Elder.
Chicken banana, chicken banana, chicken banana, 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 chicken banana.
Yes, thank you. That was it. And once again, it's your boy Minister Ki, the Anunnaki teacher, coming at you with Untwisting Time, with my sister there, Kristen Harden, Tony Waltz, my brother Eldon, Mackinville. We look forward to seeing you guys again. Like I said, we should probably go back in. We're going to start doing these, on a weekly basis, but also look for me and Eldon on the truth and lies, the truth of lies too. And like I said, we're pushing out positive energy to make those people aware of things that are going on with them and within themselves. And my brother E, I know on the Truth and Lies, we always put up that if mental health is needed, and we always are safety conscious. Yes, thank you, sir. And that's a real phone line there, because if you feel like you're going through things or you don't understand things, seek help. That's what we're based around doing, from Eldon to Kristen to myself, Tony, Matthew. We might have our different ways of expressing it and bringing it out, but that's what our true energy is about. We're aligned with it. Oh, thank you so much. The new reckoning. But with that, I want to say peace and love. Like I said, Untwisting Time. You look for us again. We'll be back out here, same crew. If you guys have any comments in the chats, I'll direct them to Kristen, Tony, Eldon, or anything else. Because once the group starts see everything, you usually see the chats in the group, the comments. But we love you guys out there, and we want everybody to ascend with us. And collective consciousness is one of the things that Eldon was talking about, that once we all become aware and get on these same energies, it doesn't take too many of us. That's what we have to go back into another show about, when he was talking about the 8.6 billion that's on the planet, how many is just needed just for us to elevate as a whole. It doesn't have to be that whole 8.6. It just takes so many of a collective consciousness. But Miss Kristen, I think Tony already left. My pleasure to have you again. Tell Mr. Paul I said, hey, I seen him in the chats there. And happy was it birthday or anniversary that just went past?
I just had my 62nd birthday.
Wow. 62nd. Happy birthday. Tasha says happy birthday to you too over here, and everybody else out. We miss you, we love
Thank
you,
you
we
to
glad.
all the Leos, and happy birthday to all the Leos. And until I think the 21st, it's going to be the Leos, and then we'll have the Virgos. So
Oh
happy,
boy.
happy birthday. And yeah, this has been a wonderful show. Thank you very much, Benny. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we enjoyed you.